Miss Killian, in your absence, and we waited thinking that we would be able to raise it with you outside. We wanted to sit until 5:30 instead of 5. Would that be fine with you?
I'm concerned if I'm asked first because I always agree and then there's a dissenting voice. Speaking for myself
Yes.
and for the general, we are available.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Chair.
You do confirm, Ms.
Yes.
Asimovile.
Yes,
Thank
I do.
you. Thank you.
Sorry. So, General, what I said to you was this was not the first time that you asked Sergeant Nkosi to ask Kat to come to your home that day. And you said it's possible that's true. Did I understand that correctly? Yes? Yes, on that day.
So I don't remember that.
Okay. So let me just go back to the chats. You see, when you say ask Kat to make a turn, the response from Sergeant Nkosi is, I spoke to him earlier. He promised to come around 8. Okay? Meaning, I spoke to him earlier in the day. And when we look at his conversation, if we look at his chat with Mr. Matlala, let's just go back there. It was where we began. And it's page 111, 111. It's
Fire,
it's the same file.
6 of 10.
I think it's 7. File 7.
Can we close the transcript, or are you still going to come back to them? The desk is quite cluttered.
Which transcript?
The witness and Mr. Chaska's witness
Witness F?
and
No,
Mr.
I'm
Chaska.
coming back there.
So you should keep it here.
Yes, please.
Okay.
It's on a different topic, but I'm still going to use that file. Sorry, General, are you there? 111.
111 of fire, 7 of 10.
Yes.
All right.
So if you look at chat number 8, at 7:25:44 in the morning, do you see that?
Yes.
Right. So there's a call from Mr. Matlala to Sergeant Nkosi that morning, right?
Yes.
Then the next call is made in the evening. We've covered that. That's in response to your question, to ask him to make a turn. So he spoke to Mr. Matlala that morning. And when you then go back to the chat where ask Kat to make a turn, he says, I spoke to him earlier. He promised to come around 8. So he had already been instructed by you to ask Mr. Matlala to come. He says, I spoke to him earlier and he promised to come around 8. And then he has this call again with Mr. Matlala at 19:11 after you ask him, and then he responds to you, he will be there in 30 minutes. So what I'm saying to you is that this is the second request you made to him.
Not at all. I don't agree, Chair.
So when he says, I spoke to him earlier, he promised to come around 8, what did you make of that? What did that mean?
That's a question that Nkosi can answer, because when he says, I spoke to him earlier, he promised to come around 8. I don't know to come where, but I know that, and I don't deviate from that message of ask her to come. But when I say I spoke to him earlier, he promised to come around 8. I don't know where from. Let's say he was from somewhere not around Pretoria, and says I spoke to him earlier, he promised to come around 8. Let's say he was in Limpopo, he promised to come around 8. So I don't know. But what I'm saying is that I can't sit here and account for the messages between Kat and Nkosi.
Yes, except that, you see, what he says to you is, I spoke to him earlier, he promised to come around 8. Well, in the context of this conversation that's happening, it's about to come around 8, he promised. It can only mean that he promised to come to your place at around 8 o'clock, because that's the context in which he's answering you. You say, ask Kat to make a turn. He says, I spoke to him earlier, he promised to come around 8. That must mean to come around to your place at 8. It can't mean some other place.
I don't accept that on my side, because the fact that I personally was talking to Nkosi, like I indicated earlier, Nkosi is one of the colleagues that I worked with that was supportive of me or supporting me in terms of logistics. So I don't accept that it is in relation to Kat or Mr. Matlala to say that I invited him initially, and then because this message would have shown that invite Mr. Matlala at around this the first one that you're talking about. It's not the case. Now, for Sergeant Nkosi to say, I spoke to Kat earlier. Now, when you say earlier could have meant 3 o'clock in the afternoon, or 2 o'clock, or 5 o'clock. Does not necessarily mean to refer to that earlier call.
But if let's say it wasn't 7 in the morning, let's say it was some other point earlier, let's, for the sake of moving forward, say that that is the case. Sergeant Nkosi wouldn't have off his own bat, invited Mr. Matlala to your place. It would have only come because you asked him to do so, right? He wouldn't do that. As you said, this was a small family gathering.
What if he says, I spoke to him earlier, he said he'll come around 8. After having received a call, that message that said, invite Kat. I mean, not invite Kat, ask Kat to come. I don't know, I don't remember how I put it.
You said ask Kat to make a turn.
To make a turn, yes. And let's say he spoke to him in between an hour thereafter. Say earlier I spoke to him, he said he will come around 8.
Oh, you mean after you sent the message saying ask Kat to make a turn?
It's possible.
No, that's not possible, actually, because you said ask Kat to make a turn at 19:10 in the evening. He responds at 19:11. I spoke to him earlier. So it couldn't have been that he made a phone call after you in the 50 seconds or whatever.
But at the same time, I don't know, when he says I spoke to him earlier, it could have been the fact that maybe he might have spoken to either the wife or any of the people who were there. Then I'm talking to Kat, and then Kat says, he says, I spoke to him earlier, and that he said he'll come around 8. Not necessarily meaning because of the fact that he interacted with me, but with any other person. Then he said, no, I've already spoken to my wife or to so-and-so, I'll be that side around 8. So to me, it's neither here nor there. But I know I never communicated or invited him earlier or spoke to him earlier.
Okay. And then I'm going to move off this. After this,
Before you move,
you have further questions.
yes, and on this same topic, General, and I think we have to work with ordinary construction of these follow-ups, how the communication is flowing. You tell Sergeant Nkosi at 19:10:15, you say, ask Kat to make a turn. At 19:11, 10:15. At 19:11:14, a minute later, he says, I spoke to him earlier. He promised to come around 8 p.m. So from his response, it's clear that he has, at least that's what is being proposed to you, and I'm supporting that. That from his response to you, it's clear that he has invited Mr. Matlala, or he has already told Mr. Matlala to come to your house. And there's no intervening telephone call between your message and his response. There is no intervening call. Within a minute of your message, he comes back, he says, I have spoken to him earlier and he had already promised he'll be there at 8 o'clock. That's what this is. That's what it conveys on the face of it, without interpretation.
Logically speaking, Chair, it does not necessarily mean that the fact that he said, I spoke to him earlier, and then he said he'll make a call, it means that he was ever asked to make a turn earlier by me.
What else? What are the possibilities? What does it possibly mean?
The possibility is that I was talking to Kat earlier, and then I told him that we are here and that your wife is here. Or he told me that my wife is there, and then at around 8 o'clock I'll make a turn, without me being the one now to say
So,
anything.
Nkosi, are you now telling us that Nkosi knew that Mrs. Matlala is at your house?
I don't know.
Okay. So you're speculating.
I don't know. All I'm saying is that I also don't want to own up onto the conversation between Matlala and Nkosi and the interpretation of maybe why when Nkosi says I spoke to him earlier, then it means it was for the second time he gets invited. It's not how it worked.
You don't know how it worked, you're telling us. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, and we are suggesting to you then. You say you don't know how it worked. I am suggesting to you how I think it worked, or how I propose it worked, just looking at this. I don't know what background conversations happen, but what I'm suggesting to you is that you send a message, and within a minute, Sergeant Nkosi says, I spoke to him earlier. He promised to come around 8 p.m. So what I'm suggesting to you is that where he say I spoke to him earlier, he doesn't mean in the period after you sent your message. He means another time, because otherwise it would reflect here that there was a call. But also a minute is too short for him to have made a call and then say I spoke to him earlier. He would otherwise have said I just spoke to him. He says he will be there around 8. So here's my construction, and that I want you to comment on. I spoke to him earlier means earlier than your message to him, tell him to make a 10. He promised to come around 20 hours. Sergeant Nkosi is relaying a much earlier conversation before Mrs. Matlala was said to be unable to drive. That's what I'm suggesting this means.
That is when we must now accept that Kat was talking to his wife, because he knew where his wife was.
No, we can't accept that. We don't know the facts. You also don't know it as a fact.
No. Commissioner Baloyi, there's no way Kat didn't know where his wife was.
Yes, he may well have known, because for a number of reasons, including that Sergeant Nkosi told him that your wife is going to be or is at Commissioner Sibiya's house. There are all those possibilities. I'm suggesting to you, let's work with what is known. What is known is what is before us, and what you have told us, in fact, happened that day that Mrs. Matlala was at your house, Mr. Matlala came to your house. Those facts we know from your evidence. The other facts that we know is you said, ask Kat to make a 10. And it's been put to you by the chair, amongst others, but this is an invitation for him to come to your house. We know you said, make a 10. Another known fact is Sergeant Nkosi says to you, I spoke within a minute of your message. Sergeant Nkosi says, I spoke to him earlier and he said he will come around 8 o'clock. That's another known fact. And last known fact is there's no intervening telephone call between your message and his response. And what I'm suggesting to you, what's being suggested to you, is on these known facts, it appears that Sergeant Nkosi had already earlier in the day invited or told Mr. Matlala that he should come to your house. That's what it appears like.
You see, Chair, I'm looking at the chair now. When you have a chicken or a goat and you want it to enter into this door, and you pushing it and it tries to go and you bring it here and try to reason you bring it here. Now, Commissioner Baloyi put a fact, and as I tried to respond, she said, no. Then she goes and she goes. Then I try to. Then you understand that she actually wants me to enter into that one door, and it's a problem for me. It's really a don't overwhelm me. The authority is different. I am sitting here where I am, and you are at a higher authority in such a way that I have to respect the authority. And the fact that where you are coming from, you're speaking from a position of power, does not necessarily mean that now it compels me to concede. And then the moment I concede, then the media, he considered this, he was grilled for this, was forced to this. It's unfair.
Okay. General, I don't want to, I know you said you're directing yourself to the chair, but can I just clarify myself? Can I just clarify? I don't want you to make any concessions that are not based on your truth or fact. I don't want you to do that. And it's quite competent as an answer when I say to you, it appears, after I say, this is the fact, this is a fact, this is a known fact, you can say to me, no, you're wrong, Commissioner. Those are not known facts. When I say to you, it appears, you can say to me, you're wrong, that's not how it appears. And it is what it is.
Well, I'm asking, Commissioner, be open to also another point of view.
I am. I promise you I am.
Now, when I put my point of view, then Commissioner put a cul-de-sac this side, and then as I try to take this other direction, another cul-de-sac, and say, no, we're going there. And that's my problem.
Okay, General, the chair has heard you. I think he will admonish me as is necessary.
Where I'm saying, I don't even know where to start responding to what you already said, Commissioner, with respect, because she said she was asking a question, and as I tried to jump in to respond, and then she cut, and then she went again. So I'm just trying to say, I forgot everything that she said at this present moment, because what occupied my mind now is the unfair manner in which I'm being channeled to go into a particular door.
Being subject to the chair's guidance, I really would like to get your answer. If you're not happy, if you want me to repeat it and the chairperson is happy for me to repeat what I was putting to you, I will repeat it. And if you don't want to answer
Please repeat it for me. I want to answer it.
Okay. So what I put to you was, here are the known facts, right? We deal with facts, I'm putting to you not speculation. I'm putting to you the known facts. And I start by listing them before I get to say, this is what it looks like. Are you okay with me so far? I don't want to overload you with detail or information. So what I put to you is the facts that we know now is Mrs. Matlala was at your house on the 14th of September 2024. We know that for a fact. You accept that?
I do.
Okay. We know for a fact that Mr. Matlala was at your house on the 14th of September. You accept that?
I do.
Okay. We know for a fact that you sent a message to Sergeant Ngosi at 19:10 to ask Matlala to make a 10. You accept that?
Yes.
Okay. 4, you accept, we know as a fact that Sergeant Ngosi responded within a minute of your message to say, I spoke to him earlier. He promised to come around 2000. You accept that's a fact that we know
That's correct.
from these WhatsApp messages.
That's correct.
And then lastly, the last fact that we know is from this record of WhatsApp messages, there is no telephone call from Mr. Nkosi between your message and his response to you. At least we don't see that.
That's correct.
You accept that? Okay.
Yes.
So those are the facts that I say we know from evidence. And then here's my proposition from those facts. It appears from these facts, it looks like from these facts that Mr. Sergeant Nkosi, when he spoke to Mr. Matlala earlier, as he tells you, I spoke to him earlier, and he said he would come around 8. From that, it appears that, in fact, in the earlier conversation that he's referring to, he, in fact, spoke to him, to Mr. Matlala, about coming to your house in the earlier conversation. That's what it appears like. And all I'm asking is, do you agree? It may be wrong completely. That's not what happened. So that's why we're talking appearances. Do you agree that that's what it appears like? He invited him earlier.
I don't agree for simple reasons, Chair. The Commissioner Baloyi created the impression that the role players that were on stage there is only me, Ngosi, Matlala, only that. Forgetting that there was General Sintumula, General Tema, General Shibiri, and also other people that were there. To an extent that the role that could have been played by any of the people that were also there, that could have also spoken to Kat Matlala, or the fact that Mr. Matlala could have also spoken to his wife, himself. And then when Ngosi calls or received that message or say, I spoke to him earlier, I said he'll be there around 10. We don't know that he said, no, I know, I spoke to my wife earlier, and then I'll be there around about 8. Then he sent such a message. It's also possible. So all I'm asking, let us be open to also other explanations or suggestions.
I mean, that's your answer to me. Thank you. Thanks, Mr. Singh.
Sorry, Commissioner Baloyi, but your General, what you've said, you've forgotten another important fact, which is what I put to you when I said to you that it looks like you had asked him prior, and that is that the only conversation that Sergeant Nkosi had with Mr. Matlala that day, before this 1900 hours time, is at 7:25 in the morning. There wasn't any other conversation between the two of them. So it doesn't allow for your theory that there would have been some conversation pertaining to this. You know, if there was a call that Mrs. Matlala is in the need of assistance of her husband because she can't drive, that would have been later on. That would have been after the party began. The only communication between the two of them was 7:25 in the morning until this later in the evening. So it doesn't allow for that hypothesis.
I wish I could ask a question, but I'm here to answer, not to ask questions. Now, how I will put it is this way. I don't think the evidence leader do know how many phones does Mr. Nkosi have and how many phones does Mr. Matlala have. In such a way that you can say, I only see that one call 7 in the morning and that last call, that one. But in between, there could have been any other communication or conversation on any other device. So all I'm saying is that we cannot bank and go with our whole weight on saying there's no any other communication other than what we see.
Leave it here. I just, I put it to you that your interpretation of this is not believable. That as Commissioner Baloyi says, it appears that there was an earlier.
Well, it's my plea that the chair also believe my story.
We will assess the evidence at the appropriate stage. Thank you, General. Thank you.
I'm
Yes,
not
Ms.
going to
Hassan.
respond to that. Okay, so after the 14th of September 2024, did you have further, well, let me put it this way. Did you ask Sergeant Nkosi to convey messages to Mr. Matlala at any other occasions after this?
I don't remember, Chair. You see, I'm talking from myself. As you see me, I don't have anything in front of me. These are the files that I'm provided, but I don't have my gadget. I don't have nothing. So you have the benefit of what you have, but I don't know. Whatever that is I'm being asked, I'll respond where I can. I will try.
Okay. Just to remind you, you also have the benefit of what I have because you have all of this material as well that I'm referring to. So you do have that information. And the reason I'm asking is because you said you denied when I think probably at the top of this morning when I started off asking you about your interaction with Mr. Matlala, and I took you to the evidence of Sergeant Nkosi where he said that he would pass messages between you and Mr. Matlala, you denied that that's what took place. And what we're seeing is that you do pass messages through Sergeant Nkosi. So that's why I'm asking you, were there further messages? So you're saying it's possible that there are
From who
further
to who?
messages between you and Mr. Matlala via Sergeant Nkosi.
I don't know. I don't remember. If something is put in front of me, let me respond.
Okay. I'd like to take you to another part of the chats then. And this is, it's in the same file. It's page 547.
We seem
Oh,
to stop
sorry,
at
is it-
453.
Then it must be file 8. Apologies, Chair.
Which page?
File 8, page 547. File 8. Oh, sorry, 547. This is an extract of the chats between Sergeant Nkosi and General Shibiri. And the particular message I'd like to go to is chat number 6.
Chart number 6.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is on the 17th of September, 2024 at 8:45 a.m. And you'll see that General Shibiri sends Sergeant Nkosi a screenshot. It's not easy to see there, so if we can just go to the page of the screenshot, which is in the same file 573.
I'm here at 547.
Yeah, so you'll see at 547, there's the screenshot that General
I
Shibiri.
see chart number 5.
Chat number 6. Oh, sorry, number 5. Chat number 5, yes.
Yes.
But it's, you can see that it's not easy to see what that screenshot is.
Yes.
Right. So if you go to page 573, you'll see the screenshot. Yes, it's probably easier for you to look at it there.
Yes.
This is a post by a person named Musa Kawula.
Correct.
And it's, as you can see, as you read it, it posts these allegations against Mr. Matlala, including his connection at Tembisa, defrauding at Tembisa Hospital, blue lights. He's connected to the killing of Babita. He spells it incorrectly, dear come. Okay. Do you know this person,
Which one?
Musa Kawula? Do you know who he is?
I know him from, I haven't seen him in person.
How do you know? How do you know of him?
I don't know what they call him or what they call this type of people, but what they do is he posts things like this about people, too many people.
Okay, so you're aware of this. You're aware of him, and you're aware that this is what he does. That he
Yes.
posts.
Yes.
Okay. So what happens then is that on the 17th of September, if we go back to 547, and you'll see at chat number 7, General Shibiri sends Sergeant Nkosi, he forwards this message. It appears to be a message forwarded from Mr. Matlala, which says, someone sent this to me yesterday and demanded money from me, or else they will publish this nonsense. I told them to go ahead with it. They're trying to extort money from me. Okay? And then if you continue on 548, chat number 2.
Yes.
Okay. General Shibiri also sends Sergeant Nkosi this message. And it seems like, again, a forwarded message, a message that he's sharing with Sergeant Nkosi. Someone is sending stories to Musa Kawula about you. I'm warning him to not even try write about you. Okay. That's at still on 17th September at 9:10. And then he immediately shares with Sergeant Nkosi the screenshot in chat number 3. And the screenshot is at page 574, but we'll also display it.
Page?
574.
As I go there now.
You can look at it on the screen if you don't want to leave the chat. So in that screenshot is what you see is this is the conversation between General Shibiri and Musa Kawula, in which he says at the bottom there, Chomi, don't run the story. He's a good guy. He never bothers anyone and he lives a private life.
This is between who and who?
General Shibiri and Musa Kawula.
All right.
So it seems to be that General Shibiri is trying to protect Mr. Matlala. Would you agree?
I don't know.
Well, he's saying to Musa Kawula, don't run the story.
I'm not sure.
Don't run the story. Remember, Kat has already said to him, this guy is posting these things about me. And now he writes and he says, don't do this. Don't write about this guy. Right? So if he does that, it suggests that he's trying to protect Mr. Matlala. Would you agree with that?
I don't know.
You don't agree with that?
I don't know whether I was trying to protect him or trying to protect anyone.
Okay, I'm not going to dwell on it too long because there are others who can answer this question. I want to take you to page sorry that we're jumping around, but these chats are important. To 21 October 2024, page 113. So that would now be file 7. Page 113. It'll be chat number 1. This is now the chat. We're going back now to the chat between Sergeant Nkosi and Mr. Matlala. And you'll see in chat number 1, Sergeant Nkosi sends Mr. Matlala a copy of the application for the warrant of arrest for Musa Kawula. And you'll find that warrant, a proper copy, on page 126. Page 126.
126. Okay.
Right. So this is a warrant. It's for warrant of arrest of Mr. Kawula, and Mr. Nkosi sends it to Mr. Matlala. Let me just pause there for a moment. You'd agree that it's improper for for Sergeant Nkosi to be sending this to Mr. Matlala?
Fully agree. I fully agree.
Okay. And you'll see immediately after he sends it to Mr. Matlala responds, Asbonge, and then an emoji of thank you. Okay. Now, what we know so far is that this is a person who is posting things about Mr. Matlala. Mr. Matlala is very unhappy about it. He's got General Shibiri on his side saying to Musa Kawula, don't do this. And now he's got Sergeant Nkosi sending him this picture of the warrant for arrest. Now what I want to take you to is Sergeant Nkosi's evidence on this. And that you will find in file 10A. So I need you to open file 10A, please. Can someone assist? Chair, let it not be said that we didn't use all of these files that we put before you.
Got it? 10A page?
10A, okay. Page, let's start at 251.
Page?
251. Okay, so this is the transcript of the evidence of Sergeant Nkosi. And he is explaining these chats that we are looking at now. Okay. And so he's asked how he came to be in possession of the warrant. And if you see at line, you see where line 20 is, 3 lines up from that, he begins to explain.
Number 20.
Line 20 on.
Yes. In this matter of Mr. Kawula.
Okay, page 251.
Yes.
Right. You see where line 20 is?
Yeah, I'm at 20, and then it says, in this matter of Mr. Kawula, full stop. He further
Oh,
informed-
yes, that's right. So let's just start from the beginning of that. It says, thank you, Commissioner. I received this warrant. It was Saturday on that particular day.
Where are we?
It's 3 lines up from line 20.
Thank you.
Witness F.
It says witness F.
Witness F, thank you, commissioners. All
Yes.
right.
Okay, he says, I received the warrant. It was Saturday on that particular day. I received a call from Brigadier Ramangwa, whom his team was involved in this matter of Mr. Kawula. He further informed me that there's information about Mr. Kawula and his whereabouts. I must proceed to the said location. Okay, now if you just go down a little bit further, we don't need to read every line. He says, at line 10, in the next page, he says, fortunately, I was able to get hold of Captain Zungu, who further accompanied me to the said address. Do you see that?
Are you there, General?
I was still,
Page 252 now.
I'm on it, Chair, but what she's reading and she says line 10,
10.
then I see was the weekend.
Yes, was the weekend. But fortunately, I was able, if you start from the sentence before, there were no members available on that day because it was the weekend. But fortunately, I was able to get hold of Captain Zungu, who further accompanied me to the said address. Now, here comes the important part. On our way, then Brigadier Ramangwa sent to me this warrant of arrest. He further elaborated to me that this warrant of arrest was of importance. I then proceeded there together with Captain Zungu. On our way, we received a call from General Sibiya, telling me that I must also forward this warrant to Mr. Matlala. Because at that time, Mr. Matlala had a security company, according to Mr. Matlala, to General Sibiya. Mr. Matlala and his security company always have a provision where Musa usually goes on weekends. Okay, do you see that?
I see.
Well, let me pause there before I go any further. Why did you make this call to Sergeant Nkosi?
I think I'm quite sure that I don't think you really believe that I would do such a thing, evidence leader. Why I'm saying that, to start with, Musa Kawula's got more than one warrant of arrest. I think there are 3. There's one attempted murder and another one is murder, and this one at that time. If that was the case, I would have given him all of them if I'm the one who gave them. But that is not the case, and I never made such a call.
So you're saying you did not call him?
I didn't.
He goes on to say that if you scroll down to page 253, first of all, let me say he says he forwarded to Mr. Matlala, and then page 253, at the top of the page. After 45 minutes, I received again a call from General Sibiya, telling me that, or confirming to me about what already General Ramangwa had said to me, that this matter is a matter of importance. The person involved there, he did not mention who he was, but he mentioned to me that he's getting pressure from the head office. Head office, the office of the deputy minister. He's getting pressure from them. I then asked the deputy national commissioner, what is so important about this charge? Because according to me, there's no sense of urgency. He said this guy insulted a member of parliament. He told me now the member that he created crime against is Mr. Fikile Mbalula, the secretary of the ANC. The other one is Mr. Z. So basically, they were the complainants. So this matter was putting him under pressure. That is the reason we had to leave everything and attend to it. What's your response to this?
I think, Chair, that must tell you that Mr. Nkosi was not telling the truth for simple reasons. We have in the police what you call tracking teams. Tracking teams are the teams that actually work on the warrant of arrest. Now there are thousands and thousands of warrant of arrest, and we've got tracking teams in each and every province that only tracks people that are to be arrested. Now, in my case, initially because the tracking teams were I'm one of the people who the National Commissioner gave an instruction to and said, I want the tracking teams to be resuscitated and to work and to put groups together and to do a new call-up instructions, and then we put them together in places. And then for them to have accommodation and to start tracking. So every Monday, we have thousands and thousands that report, people that are reportedly arrested over the weekend or for that particular week, because every Monday there's this report back. So now, which means on this one of Musa Kaula, if there's a warrant of arrest, it will automatically fall to the tracking teams because they know where they get the warrant of arrest. So in this one, you will also see that I don't even know who applied for the warrant of arrest and how it was applied for. And even when the people who was arrested in KZN. And lastly, Sergeant Nkosi, at his level, because he's 5 levels below me far, he will never ask me a question that says, but what is so important about this thing? Why must we be jumping like this for this thing? It is not true.
Okay. So when he says that you called him twice on that day, he is not telling the truth.
I can't say he's doctoring the truth. All I can say is that it's not true. I never called him on this warrant of arrest. And
or could you have called him about something else on the same day?
It's possible. It's possible. And it's also possible that I might have spoken on this one. When I say it's also possible that I must have spoken to him on this one, if this person now was, for an example, we get information that comes and say, this person will be at such and such a place because there will be a party where they will be. I now know. And when I know, the team that I work close, this is a team that I will say, hey, this is what will be happening. Not only, just give an example, not only on this one. Let's take for an example of Mr. Boshuha. Then you get a call from the family that says, we understand this house and this house and this house, this is where our son will be. Then I put a team together, they go and hit those houses there. So that is, so I say, I don't deny that I might have maybe spoken to, he reported to Brigadier Ramangwa. And then I must have spoken to Brigadier Ramangwa, but I'm the guy who's also, as much as I'm strategic, I'm also on the ground when it comes to tracing and tracking.
So you spoke to Brigadier Ramangwa, is that what you said?
Yes.
About this arrest?
Yes.
Okay, continue. And what did you discuss?
What we discussed is like, remember, it's warrant of arrest 3, warrant including the murder. And say, if we received information that says he will be at such and such a place, maybe they must. But I don't say this is what happened. All I'm saying is that I don't remember calling Nkosi specifically and say, I have pressure from the deputy minister. It never happened.
Were you receiving any pressure from the deputy
I've never
minister?
received any pressure from anybody.
From anyone, not even from any politician?
No.
And what was your interest in Mr. Musa Kaula again? Why were you following this closely?
I never was any interested in Musa Kaula. I'm interested in the arrest of the suspects that are wanted and those that are the warrant of arrest throughout the country. And we arrest thousands and thousands per week. Every Monday, you can check the statistics. It's not only Musa.
Are you interested in all of them?
Yes.
So you pay attention to all of those thousands of arrests?
All of them. That's why we report on Monday.
General, what you're being asked, and I think what you're being asked is, in all the thousand weekend cases, do you call, I don't know whether Ramangwa is the investigating officer, but do you call for each one of those hundreds and hundreds? Do you call whoever is dealing with that warrant for all of them and ask about it?
No.
You don't. So the question is, why this one in particular is what Ms. Hassim is asking. Why would you have asked about this one in particular?
Like I indicated earlier that sometimes if you do get information from informers that tells you that we know so-and-so and so-and-so is wanted and then he will be at such and such a place, there will be a gig at such and such a place, then obviously is to inform the police that there will be a gig. They say this particular suspect against whom we do have a warrant of arrest will be there. Put a team together, Brigadier Ramangwa, and see if this person can be arrested.
So you, go ahead. So you received information from an informer?
Yes, I might have. When I say I might have, I'm trying not to move away from the fact that I might have called or maybe spoken to Brigadier Ramangwa. All I know is that who reports to me in relation to this warrant of arrest is Brigadier Ramangwa. And once I've given them information, they themselves also would come and say, no, we've received information that there will be a party at such and such a place. He will be there. And then I'll say, all right, let's see, but good luck. That's how it works.
So I'm not following your evidence. You're saying it could be that you received that. Informer called you to say this, that would...
You see...
You're trying to say it's possible that you spoke to... I don't understand your evidence. Either you called Brigadier Ramangwa and you spoke to him about something in particular, because you say because you had information. Either that happened or it didn't.
You see, Chair, Brigadier Ramangwa is a person that I work close to. He's no longer in the police now. But he's a person that I work close to. If there's any intervention that I need, it's one of the people that I will also talk to. But now, in this case, they will also say to you, we've spoken to the tracking teams. They say, or they have received information that there will be a gig at such and such a place. This person will be there. I'm going to put a team together that will go and deal with the situation. That's how it works.
Did he report to you directly, Brigadier Ramangwa?
Yes.
Okay.
General,
sorry, Chair, let me just clarify this. Why I say he was already on pension, these are those that we called back to come and assist the detective in terms of their experience. Now, he was working with, let's say, Brigadier Shibiri, but because of the fact that you get interventions requests, whether from the minister, national commissioner, deputy ministers, or anybody that says, remember, at an Imbizo or wherever they are, they also receive complaints. And as they receive complaints, they offload them to the national commissioner or to me. And as they offload them to me, I also pass on to the team and say, please respond, and then give feedback. Now, what we do under normal circumstances is to make sure that if someone complained to the national commissioner or to the minister or to the deputy minister, I don't want to get a reminder from the minister that I didn't do the job. So what I do is you will follow up and say, you remember, and it's many of such complaints where a mother will be crying and say, my son died and I don't see much attention, please. Then the minister will send it to me. Then I'll put a team together that says, please try to intervene and then see how best we can resolve this matter.
General, just a moment, yes.
General, you said in direct answer to my question, you said that, yes, he reports to you. And then you say he worked closely with General Shibiri. Can you just explain what that means? I don't understand what it means.
General Shibiri is the component head of organized crime, which also of which Brigadier Ramangwa is to report to, because he must sign Brigadier Ramangwa's itineraries and all those things. But it is the kind of a person who my office has got access to, where I called Brigadier Ramangwa. General Shibiri is also as busy as I am, in a sense that he will chair meetings. Let's say it's a cash in transit or it's extortions or whatever, but he's working with other senior managers. Sometimes you find that he's at the college in a meeting. Now, when you say Brigadier Ramangwa, or you just say to the PA, please call me Brigadier Ramangwa. And as he comes and you say, here are the people. Sometimes when people come in to see me, I will call Brigadier Ramangwa to come and sit with, so that they take notes. And as they take notes, then they must follow up. So it's just a normal course of working circumstances, or the way we work.
Okay, so the long and short is he didn't report to you.
Who?
Ramangwa.
He reported to me, to Shibiri. I can't say he didn't report to me when I was also giving him instructions.
No. There's a structure, there's a line of command, and with Sergeant Nkosi, you are very clear about it. You say he doesn't report to me, he's 5 levels down. So you understand what I'm asking you. It doesn't mean you didn't work with him or you didn't involve him in other things that you were doing related to your work. You describe him correctly. You say he's 5 levels down. I don't have a direct working relationship with him. I'm asking you the same question about Brigadier Ramangwa. He either reports to you or he reports to General Shibiri structurally, or he reports to both of you structurally, is the question I'm asking.
No. I think, Commissioner, you need to understand how the police function.
General, I don't want to hear how they function. I hear you saying you did speak to Brigadier Ramangwa about this work, and you feed information when you get it. So I understand that. I'm asking you a simple, straightforward question. You confuse me when you say he reports to you, and then in your further explanation, you says he works with General Shibiri. I don't understand what that means. He either reports to you or he doesn't.
But do you see where I come from, Commissioner Baloyi, when I say you're not prepared to listen to my
No, General. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. With respect, General, it's a tired line when you keep on saying, you see, you don't understand, you don't know how it works. I've asked you a simple question. There is a substructure. There's a substructure. You can say to me, structurally, he reports to General Shibiri, not to me, but I do work with him, or the other way around. My question is capable of a simple, straightforward answer without a long explanation, General. Please. You can answer.
Commissioners, General Brigadier Ramangwa reported to General Shibiri structurally, but I have access to all of them and can call any one of them anytime. That is why I was saying he reports to me as well, in such a way that I was just trying to
That's
cover
what you
that
meant. That's
aspect.
what you meant.
Yes.
Okay, no, that's fine. I'm happy with that answer.
Thank you. General, let's just clarify a few things, because just like Advocate Hassim, I got a little bit confused. So let's take it step by step. Brigadier Ramangwa reports to General Shibiri, correct?
Correct.
And then Sergeant Nkosi reports to Brigadier Ramangwa.
Sergeant Nkosi reported to, I think, it's a anti-gang.
If you don't know, you can just say you don't know.
I think it's anti-gang unit.
But here's my point. As between the three of them, there would be nothing wrong with them discussing a warrant and somebody who's wanted, because there's a warrant in place, because they are police officers.
Yes.
Similarly, they could discuss that with you. Correct?
Yes.
And even Sergeant Nkosi, because from time to time he runs errands for you, he could tell you if there was a warrant for somebody else for that person's arrest. And because the two of you are policemen, there would be nothing wrong with the two of you having that discussion.
Yes.
Now, the difficult part is this. When Sergeant Nkosi says to this commission, you told him to forward this same warrant to Ket Matlala, you're saying Sergeant Nkosi is lying, is not telling the truth. Did I understand you correctly?
Yes.
And that he is falsely implicating you in wrongdoing because you've already admitted that it would be wrong to share that warrant with Mr. Matlala.
Yes.
Yeah. Now he goes a step further, and this is where I'm going to stop. He says, your instruction, he didn't see anything wrong with it. In fact, he says it would be appropriate for them, CAT Security Services, when they effect arrest, that they must have a warrant. He did not see any problem with it because usually subs do work with private security companies. And then he forwarded the warrant to Mr. Matlala. So throughout, he says he was acting on your instructions.
No. I deny that he was working under my instructions. And then in an attempt to demonstrate that he was not telling the truth, I tried to also demonstrate that if that was the case, you would be sitting with 2 or 3 warrant of arrest, because those are the warrant of arrest that we had. But he had only that one, which means he didn't receive them from me.
No, General, you must remember that we're talking about a specific date when he was called by Brigadier Ramangwa and he was told that here is a warrant. There may very well have been other warrants out there, but on this specific day, he says he was on his way somewhere. Then Brigadier Ramangwa called him and sent him this warrant. And then there was this discussion that ensued. And in this discussion, he says he then proceeded there with Captain Zungu. On their way, he received a call from you. And you instructed him to forward the same warrant to Ket Matlala. So that's the sequence. Let's focus only on this warrant, not many other warrants that may or may not have been out there.
It's not true. I deny, and I've never done such a thing. I wouldn't have, because even if we work with private securities on other matters of security, but not in relation to the arresting of the people.
And one last thing, he says the reason why you told him to share it with Mr. Matlala is because Mr. Matlala went to places where Mr. Kaula usually frequented, and you had this belief that they may see him there and they can assist in the arrest.
I don't know how Mr. Matlala lives his wife and whether how he lives his life and whether he frequents those places. Because those places, the way I know, I don't know how to call it. Chair, doing a pambo tungo.
I was hoping that we could exploit your extensive detective skills and you would know this place better than we do.
Mr.
Are they clubs? Let's cut this short. Are they clubs?
More than that.
Maybe let's leave it.
I wanna write something, and then the chair must tell me whether I can say it or not.
Please, General.
Let me put something. I wish and pray that the chair won't say I must say it. It's known, and it's even if you were to talk to him, it's something that is there.
You. I see no problem with saying it.
Oh, Chair, put him in a difficult position now.
But just a minute.
You see, General, you call these things because all I asked was, is it a club? And you chose to write it down. So you've
Chair,
written it down.
I will say it's a club. After 9 club. I'll leave it at that.
After 9 club, all right.
Yes.
Sorry, so what is the answer to the question? I think you were asked the question about...
Please remind me the question, Chair.
General, the line of questioning was to this effect, that Captain Nkosi says one of the reasons why you instructed him to give the warrant to Mr. Matlala was because Mr. Matlala frequents or goes to places where Mr. Kaula usually goes, and they might see him there and assist with the arrest. So maybe let me read it for you because I don't want to misquote. He says, on our way, we received a call from General Sibiya telling me that I must forward this warrant to Mr. Matlala because at that time, Mr. Matlala had a security company. According to Mr. Matlala to General Sibiya, Mr. Matlala and his security company always have a provision where Musa usually goes on weekends. Do you see that in 252? So let me not misquote anybody. I've read it for you, and this is the reason Sergeant Nkosi gave as the instruction that was coming from you.
I deny the allegations made by Sergeant Nkosi is not correct, Chair.
Also deny that you spoke to Brigadier Ramangwa when he was with Sergeant Nkosi to effect this arrest.
To Brigadier Ramangwa, I won't say I can deny that because he was leading the task team. So I can't say I deny or I admit. I might have
spoken to him on the day of the operation to arrest.
It's
Mr.
possible.
Kau. Okay, thank you.
May I continue? General, this is a month after you, General Shibiri, and Mr. Matlala were in the same place together at your house. When you were together, did this discussion of Musa Kawula come up at all? Did his name come up or any discussion around it take place on that evening?
No, Chair. No evidence there. We've never been, myself and Shibiri and Matala, sitting at the same place at my son's engagement and be busy discussing Mr. Kaula's issues.
Okay. Can I, that's fine. I hear what you say.
Can I ask, just to clarify, General, it's a very specific answer that you are giving. On the day of your son's gathering that you had, which is the 24th of September, is there a time or an instance when you, Mr. Matlala, and General Shibiri were together?
No. There was never a point where we sat like we are together like this. No, it never happened because I was the one hosting and looking at the security and the safety and the up and down of what was needed. And the other thing is that there were a lot of people that I didn't know where they come from. Remember, my son's fiancée is from outside Joburg, and there were people that came with her, and then also from the side of my son's friends that work with him. I don't want to say where, but not local. And so there were many people that died. So I could not relax and just sit as if like I've got acquaintances, people. So I have to be on my feet.
Okay, thank you, General.
General, earlier today when we were talking about the 14th of September, you said that it was a small event. There were about 20 people.
Yes.
So now you're saying that there were too many people. I mean, 20 people isn't actually a lot.
I agree.
And, especially since amongst those 20 people are family members. So there were other guests that were present that were not family, making up the 20, and you say you did not speak to them as the host, even though it was a small event.
If you can see, if we were to display the chart between when my family were preparing, and then my son says, I'll bring 10 from my colleagues, and the fiancé says, I'll bring 10. Then from there, it's my mom and the son, my son's mom, and whoever is there. Now, as you know, commissioners, I think we all live in this world as we know it. As you have 20 people, it was late. People drips and drops in that you didn't call, that you didn't expect. It happens. So I don't say it was overwhelmingly too many people, but all I can say is that we prepared for 20. It was 20 in terms of the logistics of the catering and whatever that needed to happen. Because I was at the point of saying I didn't need the 300,000 when I was talking about the 20 number. But at the later stage, I'm just talking about now, when I say it was busy, because now if it is at night and you've got strangers in the yard, you just can't sit down and relax.
Okay, so it actually was a bigger event. It wasn't just 20 people.
No, it wasn't a bigger event.
Okay, it started off with 20 and it became a bigger event. All right.
Well, yes.
Okay. I really don't want to take that any further with you. Can we just go to page 200 of the chats, which would be file 7? It's chat number 6. It's Sergeant Nkosi to you. He says, let me just get the date. It's 8 January 2025. And he says Musa Kawula is arrested. And then you respond to say by who? Do you see that? Do you recall that?
Yes.
Exchange
Yes.
taking place? And why did Sergeant Nkosi feel the need to report back to you that Musa Kawula is arrested?
Because he knew that we were looking for Musa Kawula.
Okay, and then after that exchange, there's a phone call from you to Sergeant Nkosi. Was that to discuss the arrest?
I don't know.
Okay. Let's go then to 11 January 2025. So that would be page 202. You'll see this message from you to Sergeant Nkosi, and I think that they're forwarded messages. The first one at chat number 4. Do you see it?
I
It
see
says,
it.
"Good evening, Brigadier. He is in Santon cells from yesterday." So that would have been 10 January 2025. And the next message immediately after that says, "This is Musa Kaula. The team has safely detained him in Santon from KZN." You forwarded those messages to Sergeant Nkosi. Do you know who's the brigadier in that message?
It would have been Brigadier Ramangwa, but what I don't understand is me forwarding it to, let's say, to Nkosi, because Nkosi is the one who told me, I think, that Musa Kaula has been arrested, if I remember. So I don't understand if I'm the one now to say he's detained at Santon, and I send it to Nkosi, because they were the one actually feeding me with information. I didn't even know he was arrested and by who and where.
Yes, but you seem to have been forwarded this message. And correct me if I'm wrong, it seems like it was a message that was sent to Brigadier Ramangwa from whoever, the arresting officers perhaps, saying, "Good evening, Brigadier. He's in Santon from yesterday. This is Musa Kola. The team has safely detained him." And then the Brigadier sent it on to you to keep you informed. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And again, just why was it necessary for you to be kept informed of this?
Maybe because of the fact that if we're working on a project, all of us, and we know that all of us have been talking, communicating about these things. What must be known, Chair, is that it happened in many instances that they get a call that says he's at such and such a place, and they rush and they don't find. And then, so I know the fact that there are people who've been actively working on this project. So if it happened that I sent to him, it's possible also. I don't want to deny it.
Yeah, my interest really is because there's a consistent involvement. You are involved, you kept informed throughout, and which suggests a very particular interest in this arrest. And I'm wanting to know from you why the particular interest in this arrest, because I imagine that it's not every arrest that you kept in the loop about to this extent.
It's not only this one. There's been many arrests where, for instance, if we really have to work on something and we're working as a group on it, or we're pushing on it, we communicate. This is a normal working environment. So this is the way I worked, or I work. I work with certain group of people that I know that even when I call and say cash in transit, let's rush, we go. Or there is this thing that is happening, let's go. And these are the people that I know that I can go deeper with them in the operation.
Okay.
General, I think in your statement somewhere, you describe your relationship with Sergeant Nkosi, and you say you have a personal relationship with him, you don't have a work relationship with him. Work in the sense of he doesn't report to you, you do not deal with matters of work. But here he is reporting to you consistently. On this one case, which you say Brigadier Ramangwa was in charge of. So it's not his case, it's not Sergeant Nkosi's case. And he's reporting to you. How do you explain that in the context of this question from Ms. Hassim, that why does Sergeant Nkosi think you have an interest, that kind of interest, in a matter where he's not leading, it's not his matter, you don't have a reporting line relationship with him. In fact, you have gone so far as to say you don't have a work relationship with him or about work matters. This seems to suggest otherwise.
The relationship with Sergeant Nkosi, I'm trying to be sensitive to the warning earlier that says, look, we are being asked specifically on this one. But I just wanted to indicate that Sergeant Nkosi has got the relationship not only with me as a senior person, he's got the relationship with senior officials, including General Tumule herself, biking, birthday parties, everything. The same applies to General Mkwanazi, biking. They've got a similar relationship I have with him. So I'm just trying to say it was not an extraordinary situation, type of a situation. He's just a socialite over and above of him being a normal employee. So the fact that I had a personal relationship with him is in a sense that he's a kind of a person that could come when I have something and then he will say to me, I'm coming here to assist you, General, and then leave me. So I don't know how to describe it any further than that, but he's a kind of a colleague that really we had a good relationship with. You build a relationship over a period. The same applies to my protector, my driver protector. You build a relationship with him. When you have something at home, he will be here with you, even if it means he must park his official car there and he start taking my car. It's after hours, then he's helping me. This is life.
General, the personal relationship and interactions are clearly visible from the exchanges, and you have spoken to that. I'm asking about work-related matters. And I ask because in your statement, and I'm trying to find my file, in your statement, you quite firmly say we have nothing to do with each other when it comes to work. He's far junior to me. He doesn't report to me. So you speak very firmly about it. So that until one has seen the chats about that touch on work matters and has looked at his evidence, which Ms. Hassim has referred you to, the impression your statement has firmly conveyed is he's just a friend. He's a nice person, and I do admit I'm very close to him, but nothing to do with work. This discussion now has you and Sergeant Nkosi discussing work matters in a matter where it's not clear why is he reporting this to you when it's not his case. It's Brigadier Ramangwa's case. And he has no reporting line to you. Why is he giving you all of these details about a case that involves Mr. Matala?
If somewhere or in this statement, this is what I said, that I don't have any work relationship with Sergeant Nkosi, it will be really wrong, because I have assigned him, if I remember well, to a matter also sometimes in Messina, where he went. And if all of them, I have access to them and we deal with work-related stuff, I can't say really I don't have a work relationship and it's an official, I have a personal relationship. It won't make sense completely. So I don't know how it then slapped my eyes where it came to that point. And it's not actually even because of the probe or the questioning to say that I'm now changing tune. No, there's no way you won't have a work relationship with a person that you came and met at work and that you work in. I've worked on different operations with him. So I can't say I don't have a work relationship with him. So it's an oversight or it's a mistake. that I want to categorically put before the commissioners.
Paragraph 219, I think, Commissioner Baloyi. 219 of the statement, if that's of any assistance, and following.
Yeah, I think this will be the last point, General, before we adjourn. The chair indicates to me, but this is what you say. It is untrue that, this is paragraph 219 of your statement. It is untrue that Sergeant Fanning Kosi works under my command or that he acted as my middleman for the passing of money to or through me. While Sergeant Kosi falls within my broader portfolio, he does not report to me. He is several levels below me in organizational hierarchy and has a direct line manager to whom he reports, which is not me. And then you go on to say, it is correct at paragraph 220. You say, it is correct that Sergeant Kosi and I have a close personal relationship. However, that relationship does not translate into, nor does it evidence any corrupt or improper conduct. So what I put to you, General, what I put to you, and let me give you the chance to correct my view, I put to you that your statement says you have no working relationship with him, but I want to correct myself. In fact, you say he has no direct reporting line to you. He has a manager that he reports to. So to the extent that I've put to you that you have said that you have no working relationship with him, that's not quite accurate. It's not what you said in your statement.
I accept it, Commissioner, that this is what I might have said, but I'm putting it here. There's no way that I can say I do not have any working relationship with him when he works with me in my office, in my vicinity, and I've tasked him many times. And there wouldn't be any reason for me to really lie and say I don't have any working relationship with him. I work with him.
All right.
And if this is something that I need to correct, and that I wish that it be corrected.
Yes. Okay. You see, I can be fair to you, right?
Please, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Chair, I just have one last question, if you'll allow me, because then it means we can move off this theme and start with something new tomorrow. So, General, it's just one last question to complete this. After you send these messages to Sergeant Nkosi, he then responds to you to say, did Z call you? I just spoke to him yesterday and gave him your number. And you say, not yet, but I'm back to Joburg tomorrow. And he says, sharp. Who is Z?
Z Ngumalo is a businessman, a well-known businessman who is in the taxi financing industry. He owns a lot of businesses that relates to the taxis.
And why would he need to call you? What did you need to talk to him about?
I don't know, because I'm being referred that did Z call you? And then the message says no. I said no, not yet, because he was asking me.
Okay. Did he call you?
I don't
Did you
remember.
speak to him?
No, I don't remember calling me about Musa.
Did he call you about anything, Z?
Yes, there has been instances where he spoke to me about.
And what's your conversations with him about?
The first conversation, if I remember, with Mr. Ngumalo, it was around about. I need to remind myself because I need to check from the chart. But what I know is that there was a call that he made to me in relation to the complaint that he received in relation to a situation, I think it was in a mining environment in Kimberley. In a mining environment in Kimberley, where there was a person who was complaining and who he referred to me. I do have somewhere that I wanted to show. Chair, I'm just looking at because I did come across it. This is
General, maybe you could look at it overnight and you could give us the references tomorrow. But just to finish off on this, you recall when I took you to the transcript of Sergeant Nkosi. Sergeant Nkosi said that there were two complainants, Mr. Fikile Mbalula and Mr. Z. So here, when he says to you, now that Mr. Kawula is arrested, he says to you, did Z call you? He says not, and you reply, not yet. It suggests that Mr. Z was wanting to talk to you about the arrest.
well, I don't know, and I don't think so, simply because of the fact that if you really want to look at it this way, let us first look, Chair. You may even actually want to look at the people who applied for the warrant of arrest who were involved. I don't even know them. So he wouldn't, I don't think he would want to call me in relation to that part of the arrest of Mr. Kawula, because I would have known who I sent to go and apply for the warrant of arrest. I don't even know who arrested the people, because they were arrested in KZN. By I don't know whether it's a tracking team or a specific team, so I wouldn't know. So quite honestly speaking, Chair, I can't say he wanted to call me for that specific reason.
The last point on it is that what Sergeant Nkosi said is that you informed him of this. And then you see in his chats that he refers you he refers to Z. So it suggests that what he was saying to the commission in evidence is consistent with the way in which he was communicating with you on the chats. You can comment on that and then we'll leave it at that.
Just repeat it for me for the last time.
So what Sergeant Nkosi said was that you had informed him that it was Mr. Fikile Mbalula and Mr. Z, who they were the ones with the interest in the arrest. You denied that you had that conversation with Sergeant Nkosi, and I'm saying to you that when you go back to the chats, what he's saying here is consistent with what he said in the transcript.
No. I've never spoken to Mr. Fikile Mbalula. I've never...
At least in relation to Mr. Kumar.
Not at all. I haven't spoken to him. I haven't spoken to Mr. Z Numalo in relation to this matter.
You deny that you spoke to Sergeant Nkosi about Z having been insulted as a complainant, and that he was insulted. The complaint is he was insulted by Mr. Kawula. You deny that kind of conversation with Sergeant Nkosi?
I think for now, I don't remember talking to him specifically about that.
Okay. Thank you.
Let us adjourn and resume at 9:30 tomorrow.